Greetings. All right, thank you for joining us for tonight's festivities. Okay, so this is a Pleiadian Elder Scrolls Elf people, Reptilian, Las Vegas. That one's set in for a little bit. Why is, if you're looking for Reptilians, just look there. Or you can always look at the Queen of England, whatever works. And Saturn, channeling basically Saturn beings are here apparently. So the Elder Scrolls, I just picked up on Pleiadian energies, just kind of lighten the vibrations up after the CERN's going to blow us all to the next world. And Elder Scrolls, I've talked about this before. I'll post a little snippet of them too. I'll show something here. I don't think I've ever showed something like this, but the elves are, of course, the Agarthian energy is very powerful, but there are elves from other regions, and some of them are from Orion. They're from different places too. The Orion elves are pretty powerful. So think about like you're a powerful elf being, and us, we're just like a puny human, right? So I mean, we have abilities, but we've been deactivated. But as we become more aware of this stuff, we get our powers back. We have a long ways to go, obviously. Next 1,000 years, million years, whatever, how long as it takes. But I don't think the elf world wants to make itself too well known, at least those that are manipulating our reality. So, yeah, think about it, you're doing powerful magic. Of course, your average human is going to just laugh that one off and just enjoy their manipulated reality. The Saturn energies are not really, we'll just see whatever they have to say. They're not really, I just felt them around. Reptilian Las Vegas is just something hilarious to come through. It is the 4th of July. It's a good time to set yourself on fire, which many do. Burn a couple of fingers off. Jeez. I love the holiday. Most people don't know what the 4th of July is about. Does it matter? Does it really matter? We're here to, we're a bunch of slaves trying to figure things out. Do we have to know what anything means anymore? Not that the meaning of it doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't matter. Okay. We'll go where we need to go. All right, time to talk economy private sessions. You have a schedule here. You have the shop. I'm in June somewhere. I think it's June. Whatever last month was. Same situation here. Webinar, some not today. Social network and behind the scenes. And we're not done yet. Or maybe we are. Okay, here we are. So elves from now look at something like that, something from Orion. Think of some guy like this, or this type of crew. I wonder where this is gonna take me. I don't know if it'll get bigger. Yeah, kind of spooky, right? And think like these are the guys behind the scenes. Yeah. And we're just, we're fighting for TVs and stuff during Black Friday. And these guys are in Agartha screwing around with our reality. So it gives you some kind of idea of what we're dealing with. Of course, Elder Scrolls, I talked about this a while back. Yeah, so it was like a medieval fantasy game. I don't know. These people are just super elves, warrior elves, and so on. But these guys, geez. I saw this, is like, boy, is that. These are guys beings like this is what's pulling a lot of the strings. Doesn't mean it's everything. But, when you connect those energies of that, obviously it's not the best vibration. You don't mess with these guys, but, well, you can if you want to. But, most of our society is taught that these guys don't exist. This is all just make believe, and all that. Yeah, think again. And then you look at Joe Biden. It's like, whatever. Nancy Pelosi. We're supposed to buy all this. Of course you are. The Washington elites just rub our reality down our throats, basically. Yeah, why they cash their paychecks. Lovely. So, okay, we're going to Pleiadian energies. Elf energies, more of the positive energy of that. So, I wanted to show that because I've looked at Elder Scrolls. I don't remember seeing that before. But those, damn. Yeah. And Reptilian Las Vegas, I think that's just more for gags, but we'll see. We already feel some of that. And Saturn energy, we'll probably get a little bit serious there, but we'll see. I feel like maybe you want to talk about the Zetas, but then again, I pick up like, we're going to talk about this, and then they talk about something totally different, so whatever. Okay, so before I bring in Saturn, yeah, they manipulate the grays quite a bit because their Saturn beings are pretty powerful. I mean, not all the grays. There's certain ones that, like you get too close to their world, you get too close to, and so they kind of push them back and messes their minds, things like that. That's nice, isn't it? Yeah. Probably have a TV show here somewhere. Probably a kids show usually. That's usually how the beings make themselves known, to a kids cartoon. Yeah, if you want to know about our world, our reality, just look at kids entertainment. Not for weird reasons, but just to get an idea who's running our planet. At least, I don't think it's SpongeBob, but you never know. God, it's SpongeBob. That's more like I'm not going to go into like a sexual thing, or like a whatever. They're teaching that stuff in schools, let's put it that way. Okay, all right. Okay, here we go. So the elves of the Pleiades, a positive connection. They might talk about the weird ones, but okay, all right. So +6. Oh yeah, the cats are chasing a bug right now, so they're busy. They can't get to it apparently. +6. Greetings to you. Yes, we are Pleiadian elf beings. We are. Our reality, yes, is not as dark as yours, so we can see your world much more clear. And we're not always called. Well, we use the Pleiadian energy just so you can know who we are, but a lot of beings don't call themselves Pleiadians. This is just an Earth title. But yes, there is a rebirth happening on your planet. It might not be as what the bad guys have lost and the good guys have won. You still have a great deal to understand about yourselves. Well, yes, to open up portals to the unknowns, to Agarthian realms, even to the alien realms, where you can connect to them on a physical basis. But there's a welcoming mat here. It's not very welcoming. So I mean, they can connect to you, but a lot of alien beings are terrified of this place. I think you have an understanding why. Humans here are scared of them, and aliens are scared of people because of. I think you have an idea why. So that's why many of you come here, yes, to live sometimes dreadful lives to make it easier for future generations. So you have your past where those are working on industrial revolution, hard jobs, jobs that, farmer lives. Even now, there's still a lot of farmer lives that are just very difficult. But realize many of you are doing this on a spiritual level. So you're doing a life that many would not want to do or ever to do, especially when you're not understood by society. When you're pretty much ignored by society or just ignored by spiritual groups is very frustrating. But you're here to bring a new vibration, a new calling, a new way of looking at reality. not one of constraints, but one of welcomeness. And it's just, even those in the spiritual community, it's still very small. You might see like it's big. Some of you might see it as it's very small. Of now, your potential, of course, is just relaxing and allowing more of the unknown to be seen here. Fairy beings would probably be the first. Some of you already have interactions with fairy beings. We're not exactly seeing in the, we're not really seeing them in the physical. Some of you are fairy beings. So that's why you have interaction with them, because you're an earth person. But sometimes earth people can get kind of stuck. Because you're an Agarthian being, this world is so dense, it's hard for them to be truly productive. They might be productive in some form, but they also play it safe. Some of you don't play it safe and don't worry about being attacked or just take it. But not all beings are capable or handle the stress of it. Now, on the surface, it doesn't look like anything, but on a spiritual level, it's very suffocating, as some of you might know. And you might feel that this world is almost unbearable, but you're also getting further into the enlightenment. It doesn't mean that beings are starting to show themselves. They might, but just a lot of there's a lot of hidden manipulations that some of you know. But it doesn't mean they're not getting somewhere with this. It's just as you get closer to how this world works, yes, and your physical can feel even heavier because you're actually tapping more into what's truly here. Obviously, your average human is not here to understand these things. They're just, it's sometimes better not to know. But some of you are going to more in the enlightenment of what's really here, and also bring it into the physical if it's absolutely necessary to do so. Basically, some of you also protect the alien beings that are here too. You'd be surprised how much of protective vibration you do bring here. You might not be able to protect yourself very well. But the idea is to bring in some kind of contact of some form. And yes, the video games talking about the elf beings that are the selfish elf beings. The beings, they have a bitterness about them where they feel like they can control realities, they can hold your world within their mind. They have a mindset of basically they know who you are, at least those that are you that are becoming more aware, and they do keep you on their mind. Yeah, they can send thoughts to you, they can try to block you. And these are very powerful beings. A lot of them are in the 6th and 7th dimension. They can't appear here in the physical, but obviously they're not going to because they see this world. Now, why would they do a thing like this? Why? It's many royalty families. They want a lot of the royalty families that you don't see physically to bow down, to give up completely, and then they'll take over the planet altogether. Obviously, that's going to happen, but that's what's happening here. As you awaken more, you'll see it. Some of you are part of a royalty race. That's why you're doing what you're doing. It might not always make complete sense, never is intended to. There's just a lot of soul searching. It's on a spiritual level. Of course, the elf energies are usually blocked because it's very sensitive here. Well, it's a sensitive realm. I mean, you are unraveling the Earth's foundation. It's one thing talking to tree people, but to truly get into the Earth's, you can say, drama, the inner self, the inner core of why it might seem like fantasy on this reality, but for you, you might feel the realism of it and how detrimental it is and how real the spirit realm truly is, at least in the Agarthian realms. The elf worlds are so real, so, yes, very, paradise realms, but also can be very vicious in the lower realms. They have both can be accessed. Just like you see in the Lord of the Rings, very similar to that. It's more in depth. There are more lands in Agartha than what you are perceived. Let those worlds show themselves. There's millions of them. It can say it goes on forever. Actually, it connects to other star systems. So even on your planet, you can, in Agartha, because Agartha is like unlimited. It goes on forever. So you can go to an area of Agartha and feel a Pleiadian energy. Go to another area of Agartha, feel Assyrian energy, and so on, Arcturian areas. In some places are a mixture of vibrations, but just to give an idea of how that works. By connecting more to your inner Agarthian self, not the easiest, but it can be done. Yes, it's usually blocked or not. You connect your aliens, but your Agarthian self, your elf selves, obviously is blocked for a reason because that has the core of the Earth's frequencies. Yes, that's the origins of a great amount of things. It's a sensitive place, but we do welcome you to connect. Greetings. Greetings, the Reptilians. No, this is not Novak. This is reptilian collectives that are here on their planet that made themselves home. That made this their home. You can say that there are reptilian beings that like to drink beer, like to indulge in the vices of life. So there is other dimensions that are connected to Earth, such as a Las Vegas, where it's all reptilians and not humans. Of course, humans act like reptilians. Holy crap, you guys. We're proud of you. We're proud of your dedication to indulge in your vices, ruin yourselves. If you're on the ground, covered in, drugs or beers, like, yeah, you got it together. You realize there are a lot of reptilian beings are not exactly world mongering, taking over the planet. Some can be quite humorous. Yeah, we don't have the best vibrations. It all depends. I mean, we're not that much different. You guys, some of us do look more attractive. We have to admit with that. We're not exactly accepted by our society just of yet. Well, because humans are kind of scared of us. Can't imagine why. There are dragon beings that are just I don't know. Sometimes they're just kind of stuck in the mud. They're kind of just boring. At least some of us think that way. Well, they're in chivalry. They do the right thing and all of that. And reptilian beings are like, oh, come on. Show some fun in your. Do you have any fun besides being good all the time? So I'm more like a neutral race that's speaking right now. So Las Vegas, you can see, how do you tell? Well, those that don't win at gambling are usually reptilian beings. It all depends, because they're just there for the atmosphere, hanging out with people, getting drunk, whatever it might be. These are more like the lazy reptilians. Some of your Pleiadian beings are really good at winning these games. There's still a lot of, so you have a lot of soul searching. Still a lot of things to figure out. But some of you have an alien contact and really go into like a casino and just win the place. Maybe I don't want to encourage too much of that, but it can happen. Some of you also have a Native American connection. It can connect to that frequency. Connect to your guide. It all depends on if you're meant to win all that stuff, but sometimes you'd be surprised. From once again, reptilians, why would they choose Las Vegas? I mean, this is reptilians first. We were here first. We just like we live like you, maybe worse. But humans are entertaining for us. We do feel like you are one of us. It's just that there's a lot of rules on this planet where we can't, interact with you. Technically, we do. Here, drink this. Be drunk. And some people do get drunk and see us, just to let you know. Doesn't mean you have to go there and start doing that. But some people do get high and stuff. They see reptilian beings. It's like, I didn't see that. I'm okay. I'm not crazy. Because we're all over the place. We're there for the action too. It is a little bit bright for us. It has like a fairy energy there. It's a little bit too much Agarthian, at least in that regard. Just kind of, a lot of reptilians don't like the lights and all the flashy stuff, but some of us have gotten used to it. Because we can get, with flashes, with bright lights, we can get a little bit affected by that if you're looking for our kryptonite. Not that it's going to really work. You shine a flashlight, you might see. Yeah, you might be able to shine a flashlight in a dark place. It's possible you might see us. That doesn't mean you'll see us physically. Of course, you never know. That'd be kind of creepy for some of you. But it's something to think about. We're always around. Trust me, we're always, especially when you're talking about aliens, disclosure. I think we're just gonna we do see this as our world. That's what reptilians see us as their world or our world or both, and humans don't really belong here. So that's another reason why I don't see aliens landing their ships, giving you a hug, go to your birthday parties, say hi to your little kids, dress up your little dog, little costume. So reptilians, I mean, yeah, it's an Orion connection, but a lot of reptilians feel like humans don't deserve this planet. You guys smell, of course, we smell too, but we smell better. It's just a lot of disconnect. It's up to you humans to decide. So there's California also. That's a lot of Anunnaki energy there. But your Las Vegas is definitely a reptilian hangout. So 4th of July and all that. The founding fathers didn't know about us. Obviously, it's like, well, it's not like it was part of daily conversation. It was something where they're not completely ignorant. All right. Catch you later. Greetings. Yes, greetings. We are from Saturn. A lot of your school teachers are connected to our energies. Yes, some of them are very strict. They're also part of the teachings of your planets. Basically, there are many resets on your world, such as during the time of Egypt. Of course, Rome was a reset also. Of course, history has been changed, transformed. It's going to be difficult to really see the history of this earth completely. Due to what the current manipulation, as you can see. Now, you can tap into it intuition-wise, which is fine, but it's really going to be kind of impossible to really bring it, actual proof of that. But many of you is connected so many different alternative paths, even futures. As you open up the past, the future will become more clear too. You're going to see a million different versions of the past, trillions of different versions of the future. And that's how it is to be an alien being. It's basically to pick what timeline so timeline selection becomes easier as you shift your frequencies. Some of you are having some idea. Some of you don't know what you want, and you're not always there to know what you want. That's part of your mission here, is not knowing. It's truly disconnecting from the Akashic. Your higher self, just disconnect. You turn it off. That's what makes this world obviously so unique, because you don't remember everything. But as you gradually activate it, because somebody has to turn on the lights every once in a while, and some of you are doing so. Everyone's on a different frequency pattern. Everyone works differently here too. But to see actually a timeline or feel it, and you're moving from one timeline to another is quite the accomplishment on a spiritual level. Now, obviously, you might see if you move and all that, but actually see and feel a timeline actually shift within your field, and actually be able to see it before it occurs is quite, it's not going to be for everyone, but that is where you're heading, basically to make things a little bit easier for you. Well, there's still going to be tests here. The world is not quite done yet. Well, there's many levels. So why the world is the way it is, think of like your world as a school. You have all these curriculums, you have all these challenges, all of them set in when your world went to sleep. It's all been designed, and of course it gets altered over time, but for the most part, it's just basically school curriculum, like you're in a college and you take different courses. It's difficult, but some of you are here to bring this information to make things easier. Some of you are here to disconnect from the astral and make things more difficult. And that's the point. Well, before you leave the earth, like, I gotta do this. So you disconnect from yourself and go into your fears, and because many of you are used to realities where no fear exists. So while you're here, you experience the fear as much as you can, at least for some of you. Most of society is just gliding through life. It's like a train, and there's a train track. They're just riding through it. But some of you derail that frequency, and now you're looking for something different. But even now, if you see yourself flying an astral, levitating, you're invisible, whatever it might be, that's your power that you're usually connected to. Obviously, that might be part of your power, but that is you doing that in astral. And you can kind of do that here physically to a certain level. Well, levitating, you just bring a lighter frequency to yourself. Flying, flying is a little bit more difficult. But for teleportation, basically, you just have a way of getting to places a little bit quicker than you thought. That was a little bit more complicated too. But the energies of what you're bringing in, basically knowing more about yourselves, connecting more to your astral. Some of you are obviously not ready to cross over just yet into the higher dimensions. Does not mean you're going to come back here again. If you find this world completely boring and lost all interest in this planet, most likely you won't incarnate. If you have slight interest in this world, there's a possibility of you coming back to experience a certain part of this reality, whatever it might be. So just realize that. So you can look at that, your energy feels like, okay, I'm here. Let's do what I need to do here. You can actually alter your timeline with that, so you don't have to incarnate again. Now, obviously, some might believe that, some might not. That's not for everybody. Because a lot of you aren't planning on incarnating here again, and a lot of it is true, but you're definitely going to send others here to take your place once you exit. Like, they'll be similar to you, then it doesn't mean there'll be other versions of you. Sometimes it's a case of that, but a lot of times it's just you're sending others. You're giving them your knowledge, you're sharing your knowledge with them, but you're also becoming a spirit guide of them. So you don't have to incarnate here. And it's the same thing. You put them through the challenges. So you have souls like, you have your own students sometimes. Sometimes your guides are your students. But there's other cases, your people that incarnate are your students. And, they haven't really experienced this world. And it's like, oh, you can take those challenges. I'll be there for you. Maybe. And then when you bring them into this world, because if you're tired of challenges all the time, you've had enough. It's like you're tired of being beat up, you're tired of going through all this. The chance of you incarnate here again is probably not likely because you've had enough. And if you incarnate again, it's just more trauma. So there's just another way of looking at it. Of sending others here and they go through the traumas, and you help them through it, but it's either a younger soul, they haven't been here for a long time or ever been here, so they can handle it much differently. So just putting that out there as those of you that are going into your awakening or in the next phase of your existence here. And it's something to think about as you unlock yourself from this realm, because you can actually speed up your lessons here. It's like you want to hold on to this world as long as you can, but some of you are planning on early exits when the time is right. Doesn't mean it has to be now. But at least you get more understanding of the spirit realms. This planet, yes, has lost itself many times. This planet is like a fallen angel. It's a fallen planet. Done by design, though. Well, because it could do it. It can fall deep into the lower realms and learn from it. Not many worlds would survive it this long. A lot of them would either be destroyed or new vibrations will come in. This world has a high tolerance. Yeah, so you can bring it into the hell realm and it'll be okay, which is actually kind of rare, especially for this long. Normally, a world like this would have already come out of all of this by now, but your world is very unique. And that's why many of you stay here, because of all the challenges. All the challenges bring your energy to a glow. You might not see the glow here, but it does glow. It does keep you going. And you do connect to the higher realms for healing. So when you're going through a great amount of challenges, you know it's better somewhere else, because you're linked to that other paradise reality to keep you going through this. That's why a lot of your spirit guides, you'd be surprised how many other spirit guides you have. So one example, so you're going through a lot of challenges, and you go through a challenge like, man, I'm not sure if I can survive this. And all of a sudden you feel this new frequency. Some of you might feel, some might not. You're actually linked into another planet at a higher energy. And they're just minding their own business. And they see your energy there. It's like, what are you doing here? It's like, oh, that's why you're here. And they keep you going. They keep you alive here. They do what they can for depression. They can do what they can. Does if they fail or not, it's another story. Some do. But that's why some of you feel there's another place out there that's more peaceful, because you'd be surprised how many places you are connected to. It could be 20, 30 of these type of paradise realities, just worlds that aren't so manipulated. They might be at a fourth dimensional level, but they're not going through the challenges of this world. You might have already dealt with reptilian manipulations also, but a lot of that's past, so they can handle your frequencies. So if you show up on another planet, obviously, this is more of a spiritual connection. You're not doing this physically yet. But on a spiritual level, if you feel like you're linked into other positive worlds, most likely you are. Most of you are. Some of you are connected to reptilian worlds, but have fun with that one. Well, if you have a lot of aggressive energy, some are reptilian worlds, but you're safe overall. But some of you are connected to these paradise realms or higher dimensional places, is to keep your soul surviving this place. Especially as you challenge yourself more, you can link to 1,000 million planets just to keep you going here. You can also incarnate on other planets too, to link to basically have you anchored to survive this place. So it's like astrally, you feel like all these like different worlds that can help you through this current incarnation. You can send out your energy to reincarnate on those worlds to better have a connection there, so it'll help you handle this. Especially when you're opening up alien knowledge disclosure, it does get kind of rough, as some of you know. Or you can just sit out and watch television all day, or just live a normal life, normal relationships. But obviously, some of you aren't interested in that. You want to actually do something, and you are vibrationally, yes, on an energy level. Those that feel like you are doing something, you are. It's just not maybe show physically, but on an energy level, you're doing a great deal.